Want to find out how to use 3 of the best talents in one build alone? Well, in today's video, I'm going to be teaching you guys how to do that. As of this is LaserBolt. Today we're going to be taking a look at a build that is not primarily telling you guys, giving you a roadmap like this is what you need to put on your gear, this is what you need to do. This is pretty much going to give you guys a idea of what you need to look out for and what you need to do to actually be able to do what we're going to be doing. We're going to be talking about 3 primarily talents. We're going to be talking about Unbreakable, we're going to be talking about Unstoppable Force, and we are going to be talking about On the Ropes. Now, this build in particular is meant to be kind of like the ultimate build for every content that you do. Now, as of right now, as what you're seeing right now on the screen, I could still play around with a lot of stuff on this build. I could play around with more damage to elites. I could do more weapon damage. It all depends on where I want to go with this build. So it's not like a roadmap of what you should be looking at as far as gears. It's just a way of putting the build together where all the 3 talents would work without a problem when you have this build. That's what you want to look for. So let's get ahead and started by talking about the talents, which I'm pretty sure the majority already know, but just for those of you who are new to the game or don't know how builds work, we're going to give a quick rundown. So the first talent we're going to be talking about is Unbreakable. 70% of your max armor is repaired when your armor is depleted. Armor kits used within the next 7 seconds are not consumed. The thing we want to focus on here is that there is a requirement for you to be able to use this talent. You need 11 blue to use this. Now, since we're already in the chess piece, let's talk about the second talent that we're talking about, which is Unstoppable Force. Unstoppable Force says killing an enemy grants 2% weapon damage for every 25 max armor. So basically, these 2 talents have different types of synergy. One, of course, Unbreakable is pretty much giving you kind of health back when your armor is depleted. Unstoppable Force is the talent you want to use if you want to output more weapon damage while you're fully maxed out in armor, which is kind of interesting. But what's going to tie both of these kind of builds together is, of course, On the Ropes. On the Ropes, you're going to find it on your backpack, and On the Ropes says weapon damage is increased by 25 while all skills are on cooldown. So basically what this is going to do, it's going to give you more it's going to output more damage when your skill downs are in cooldown, just like it says. Now, the only caveat to this is that the requirement for this one is a total of 7 yellows. So what we're looking for here when we're putting this build together is we're trying to find something that has synergy in the sense of whenever I want to change my chess piece around, I won't lose On the Ropes. So that's the main thing we're looking for. Now, like I said, this is not a roadmap on what you need to look out for. This is just an idea of how to make sure that you're always proccing Unbreakable when you want and always on proccing Unstoppable Force and still maintaining On the Ropes. Because remember, guys, we're still going to be getting our health back from Patience, which is a really, really good talent. So I'm just going to go over exactly the build, kind of give you guys a overall idea of the way you could actually get this build to be. And then we'll talk about how everything is going to work. Now, you could use this with an LMG build, AR build. But now for the mask in general, I'm just putting this mask right here as a placeholder just so you guys can see exactly what we need to do. But if I had a choice, right, like if I had to pick, this is what you could pick, this is what you can't pick, I would definitely go with a mask that, of course, gave me more damage to elites and would allow me to still keep my build together. Right now, I would be able to do that if I were to transfer off talents. And if I would do some rolls. Right now, I don't want to do that, but just to give you guys a brief idea of what's happening here. So, quick example. Right here, we have this mask. It has health. It has cooldown. Now, technically, I would want to roll hard hitting on here just because I want that additional 10% damage to elites. Due to the fact that this mask in particular does not have any other attributes like, an extra 35 damage to elites, I want to get as many damage to elites as I possibly can to counteract the fact that the mask does not have any. So that would give me a plus 10. Now, I could definitely go with this one right here, which is a plus 24 damage, but I could only use this one if I were to use Unstoppable Force. So I could definitely swap back and forth the mask to still pair up with Unstoppable Force, but I would still lose the ability of using Unbreakable instead of just swapping one gear out. So I hope that kind of makes sense. So I would definitely roll, hard hitting right here to give me an additional 10% for my damage to elites. Now for the chest piece, your main concern is having Unbreakable. I always like to have a chest piece that has Unbreakable and hard hitting, unstoppable force, and hard hitting. That's kind of like what I'm looking for. Those are really hard to come by. So for all of you who are trying to make this build, definitely your main priority is get the chest piece that has Unbreakable, right? That's what you're going to be looking out for. Now, for the holster, you're also going to be looking for a holster that has 2 yellows. So like this one right here gives you 2 yellows. Now, the only problem with having a holster that has 2 yellows is they hardly ever come with talents. So you're pretty going to be rolling with one that has a really high kind of attribute, but it doesn't have a talent that you could actually put in here. But if you did have one, or had a holster that you could probably put in here and slot in here. So I would go with another one that either has precise or has a devastating. Those are the ones I would be looking out as far as holsters. Now, of course, like backpacks, we're always going to be looking for one that has on the ropes. And I always like to have hard hitting in there, but you could definitely go with something that has a little bit more, health advantage. Like, for example, the majority of that I have on the ropes only have skill attributes, but I have seen on the ropes and with health talents like vital and stuff like that. So you probably want to go that route. I personally prefer having that hard hitting talent just because I want to get that damage to elites. So right now, just on these two, I could easily get 30% damage to elites if I were to roll on my mask hard hitting. Now for the gloves, we're going to be taking a look at the gloves I currently have. But right now I'm rolling devastating on these gloves. Once again, I could easily go with hard hitting on the gloves, which would be very good, or I could go with devastating. Devastating is going to be 5+ weapon damage. So if you're using an LMG, AR, whatever weapon you're using, you're still going to be getting that plus weapon damage, which is really good. Next up, for the knee pads, all my knee pads, my priority number 1 is definitely patience. This is pretty much like what I use for health. I hardly ever use a drone or like a chem launcher. It's always patience. I'm always in cover trying to get my health back and procking unstoppable force with that. So how does this build work out? What exactly is it that you're looking at? So this is just kind of like a roadmap of what you need to put together. You all want to make sure you're shooting for 11 on the blue and 7 on the yellow. So how can we use all of these talents all in one? So let me show you guys a quick example. Let's say I'm playing right now and I feel like I'm not doing too much damage. I feel like my health is not an issue. All I got to do is do this swap easily. Go from a 4-11-8 to a 4-10-8, and I keep all my talents, but I just changed one piece. And what this is going to allow me to do is going to allow me to output more damage. So let me show you guys exactly what I mean. So let's go ahead, go back and switch to unstoppable force right here. We go back to the 2-11-8, and I'm going to show you guys exactly what I mean. So let's do normal. We're going to see what we hit. Let's swap our weapon here, and we are going to just tap away, right? And right now we're not doing bad. We're doing okay damage. 34s I see on the crits, and 25, 43 on that one. So let's do that 43 damage right there that we have right there. That is with using unstoppable force. Now I am not triggering on the ropes. But you guys want to see what that looks like, we'll go ahead and reset here. And we're going to trigger on the ropes. So let's launch that. Let's drop that. Let's cancel that out. Boom. Let's cancel this guy out. All right. All right, so that's canceled. So now we should be outputting way more damage, right? Now we're doing 27s. As you guys see, it's going up. We're doing there. And there we go. So let's hit that reload. We're outputting way more damage, right? So because we have on the ropes procced, okay? So right now, you're going to see how much this guy rockets compared to what we have now. So let's say you guys are not satisfied with that damage. All we got to do, go here, and we got to make sure that we proc our following attribute, which is unstoppable force. Once right now we proc, let's make sure that we have, okay, so we still have on the ropes activated. You're going to see how far that goes, how much damage that pushes it up to. So now you see we're hitting 51 compared to what we were hitting before, which is a big advantage. As you guys see right there, we got a 60 just off the bat. So there you guys can see the big difference when it comes to actually changing gears and optimizing that build. So what this build does, it allows you to go from being more conservative to being a more DPS type of person with just that addition of unstoppable force. The cool thing about this build is all you got to do is swap one chest piece. You just go here, boom, you're back there, boom, you're back here. So that's what makes this build very important, and that's why I wanted to put it together to kind of give you guys a kind of a consensus idea of what you need to be looking out for and what you should be trying to accomplish when you're putting a build together, because that's the main priority of the game, making sure you understand how builds work and also understanding how the synergy of the builds work, plus that knowing which talents work with what talents. And there you guys have it. That is how you could get a build that lets you utilize Unstoppable Force, lets you utilize Unbreakable, and On the Ropes and Patience all in one complete build. Now it's time for you guys to chime down in the comment section down below. Out of all the talents, which one is your favorite talent that you prefer using? Do you prefer using Unstoppable Force, or do you prefer using Unbreakable, or is there another chest talent that you prefer that I did not cover in this video? Let me know that in the comment section down below. I do hope you did find this video helpful and informative. If you did, do me a huge favor, guys, drop a like on this video, because that does help me out a lot. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing to stay up to date to all things The Division 2. If you are already a sub, make sure that you check that your notification bell is ticked so you guys can get notified when Division videos go live. If you want to show additional love and support, join the Bolt Nation by clicking the join button right next to the subscribe button. Super easy to join, and you will be entered into monthly giveaways and also amazing cool features only found on the channel. Thank you guys for watching, and don't forget WGATAP, and I will catch you guys on the next video.